Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is me, your boy, the man, NJ, number 2, the city, with the number 2 in TO. Let's go. Now, again, I don't believe I'm going to, title this the viewpoints whatsoever. But here's the thing. Probably I will title it, This Is More Album Analysis. Because this is more, which I'm pretty sure is the reason why Abby's song has the most views out of every song that I dropped this weekend, even though this is Monday now, has the most views out of every other song because it's the intro to that album. So I assume that people went on the YouTube channel somewhere yesterday or today. They went on the YouTube channel and they checked, hey, NJ's constructing a new album and it has 7 songs on it. And I'm guessing they went ahead and clicked on it, and then right there you go. Her song has 12 views. Now, I'm very thankful, blessed, and gifted to have made that song for her. Same thing with Vibrant Vicky and every other song that I made. Every song has a purpose, ladies and gentlemen. Every song has a God's gift, dedicated, written in the stars, Jesus Christ salvation purpose. You can hear it in what I'm rapping or what I'm singing or both. It has a purpose, and I'm very thankful, honored, blessed, and gifted to even be able to make the music and then put it out there for people to listen to, critique, learn with, grow with, build with, etc., etc. I'm thankful, I'm blessed, I'm humble, I'm gifted, I'm arrogant at times, so on and so forth, but I try to still put it out there in the most constructive, innovative way I can to where it can, benefits me, benefits my family, benefits everything that I stand for and represent, and benefits whoever else out there who, again, might be dealing with the same thing or might have the same thoughts, same ideas, etc., etc. You get the point. So, this is more album, at least if you were to ask me, because I'm the one that's made it, obviously, and still making it. 7 songs is not an EP, by the way. Or 7 songs is an EP, but this album is not an EP, even though it only has 7 songs in it thus far. It's not an EP. This Is More album is probably going to have the same amount of songs as Higher Morals did, which was 14 songs. Or maybe 15. 15, 16, 17. It's going to have more than 7. 7 songs is not the final album whatsoever. This Is More is kind of like a the sequel. It's kind of like the sequel to Higher Morals. And you kind of can guess that knowing that I put the gospel album on both of those. And you probably would ask yourself, what makes both those a gospel album? Well, again, Higher Morals depicts legitimately everything, if not everything, a majority of things of how I live my life every single day. I discuss it in the context of Higher Morals when it comes to, again, acting with the utmost professionalism that you can throughout everything you do. Taking integrity, taking honor, morals, discipline, values, so forth and so forth in everything you do, and trying your best to do it as right and God first, true to yourself as you can, for better and for worse, always and forever. So that's pretty much what Higher Morals is. This is more, even though the 7 songs on there thus far does not truly define the album whatsoever, but it's 7 songs that I'm still very proud of to even have released. And I'm very proud of the overall messages of all 7 songs, and I hope that they all do well. But This Is More, like I say, definitely is a sequel to Higher Morals. The idea of This Is More is pretty much like saying, like when people talk to me about getting a high school diploma and then going to college and etc., etc., when it comes to that, I tell them this is more than a high school diploma. This is more than a college education. And what that means, at least for me, that is, my logic on this, again, you can interpret it whichever way you God first want to, but I hope you interpret it in the utmost God first right way, to where if you do take bits of the advice, it's the right advice, and you take it to the right way to help you or whoever else in your life. When I say this is more than a college degree and a high school diploma, because even though I'm not in college yet, the school year for 2017-2018 school year is definitely winding down, most definitely for me. And what This Is More is, this is saying that, again, I read school reviews all the time from schools all around Florida, all around the country, to just do what I can to try to make sure that our schools across the board, no matter what state, no matter what county, is living up to its higher morals, which a majority are not. And it definitely is very shameful to know that it's not. And a lot of these reviews are reading the exact same thing, which literally, a lot of these reviews are saying the exact same thing, and I'm reading almost the exact same thing over and over and over again in these reviews, which say a lot of teachers don't care. And that burns me inside to even read and know, because I'm thinking to myself, teaching is one of those professions, if you were to ask me, and really almost anybody, but definitely teachers themselves. Teaching is not a profession that you usually get into for the money, because you barely get paid. Not to say you don't get paid, you do get paid, but it's not enough for, certain things. It's like saying if you want, it's like saying it's enough to cover, certain expenses in your life, but if you want like I want to say extremely extravagant things or whatever else, you're gonna have to get a second job, so forth and so forth. It's probably obviously it's obviously enough to live off of, but it's just like when it comes to having a lot of extra stuff, left behind, and even to raise a family, it's depends how big your family is. It's relatively not enough, unless you I guess only have one kid or so forth, or two, or whatever else. But usually if you have one or two kids, definitely two or three, you usually are already married with a spouse who as well works to help you contribute to those bills, usually. Or either that, or you as a sole breadwinner in the family, you work two jobs usually. But teaching is one of those professions that you don't get into for the money. You get into because you have a passion for teaching. You can teach. Teaching is an art, by the way, if you were to ask me. You also get into teaching because number one reason usually is because you love kids, you love the next generation, and you want to do your part to help educate them and help, guide them and mold them and build them up to a better tomorrow. So hopefully, for better and for worse, you can make your positive God first, once they understand mark on their lives, and they can carry on for, again, generations and generations to come. You can teach them life lessons in and out of, in and out of school, especially with coaching and stuff like that. That's going to carry them on, hopefully, towards building their own family, and so forth and so forth. And it's just, again, all prospers together in the most innovative, clean, God first way it possibly can. Teaching is not one of those professions, at least from what I've known through my previous years, 19 years on this earth, is not a profession that you usually get into for the money. You get into it because you care about the next generation, you care about the youth, and you want to help teach them and mold them and grow them onward to their better tomorrow, and onward to their best self and their best life, and so forth and so forth. But again, I read school reviews all the time. So many schools across the board are absolute trash and are not living up whatsoever. And it's darn straight amazing how many are not, especially when you look up the ratings for the school and you're like, this school is a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, but yet there's still all these problems across the board everywhere. Bullying, sexual harassment period, drugs and alcohol, I already named bullying, teachers not caring enough and not going the extra miles the way they're supposed to for their students, out of control principals, out of control deans, out of control faculty and staff, out of control dress code. And what I mean about out of control dress code, like it's just bad. Like it's almost like saying you might as well have uniforms at times, at the how very, I want to say, rigorous, or how strict some dress codes are, stuff like that. Again, I read these school reviews, ladies and gentlemen. You can again look up on greatschools.org or Google reviews. Just type in your favorite school, from whether it's elementary, middle, or high school, and you're gonna see a list of reviews. Not to say all of them are negative, because some of them are positive, but definitely study as much as you can, as much as you want, and you decipher from what you want to decipher from when it comes to the where it's been in the past, where it is now, and where it's going in the future. Because there's so many schools, especially who have cool names. A lot of schools have cool names, if not every school have cool names. And I think of myself as I'm one of those people who, if they permit me with the opportunity to come to any school, visit or volunteer, whatever, I'm going to, God first, try my 1/16 unashamed best to bring the utmost godly, righteous, honorable, humble, all other words I've said before, school spirit to whatever school. It don't matter, elementary, middle, high, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do what I got to do to help build stability, help build life, help build, all these great things within the school system that I know in many cases it's totally lacking across the board. Again, no school should be ranked high, period, if it has literally all those problems that I named before, but especially bullying. No school on the face of this planet should be highly ranked. I would say for anything, but definitely highly ranked. It should not be highly ranked whatsoever if it has any bullying issues. I would say drug and alcohol too, but again, you can put that into its own category as well when it comes to where you want to rank these schools. But definitely bullying. No school should be highly ranked if it has any bullying issues. And again, that's why God Bless the Character Counts Act, and it's taking into effect next year with St. Johns County, so forth and so forth. Hopefully it's implemented in other counties as well, because I can assure you that's something that needs to be definitely not only taught in our schools, but that's also something that needs to be, I would say, a graduation requirement. That it needs to be a graduation requirement and a next grade requirement. What that means is, at least the next grade requirement, we already know what graduation requirement means, but for you to move on to the next grade, you have to, you have to have good moral and good character and good integrity and good discipline. You should have to, because as I said before, this school year has been an absolute God-given blessing to me. 116 Unashamed, God First, God of Everything. It's been a complete, absolute blessing to me. But I can assure you, I've seen plenty of enough evidence that tells me some of these kids who are 8th graders now about to head over to whatever respected high school they're heading over to, they shouldn't even, some of them should not even be there, or even most of them should not even be heading over to high school. It's not because of academics, it's because they don't have the discipline. They don't have the mental discipline to sit down and literally, they don't have the mental discipline to sit down, listen to what the teacher has to say, and follow step by step in order, so forth and so forth, what the teacher's saying. I talk like this, and some people just look, are quick to curse me out, or are quick to be like, you know what you're talking about, and etc., etc. And like I said before, I came back as a 5th-year senior because I had and I still have a passion for the next generation, and so forth and so forth. I preach this in pretty much every song I make. I have a passion for the next generation, and I want to make sure they're having a great freshman year, having a great high school career all over, and I want to mentor them, and I want to be that big brother. I want to be that role model and that mentor. Same thing I preached in my song called Jesus Above All that other real stuff. Because I believe in these kids even after the death of me. I believe in them, and I will never, ever stop believing in them. Everybody has potential. Everybody does. It just depends on, we're going to put that potential to its best use. And when are you going to start exercising it to your better tomorrow? So forth and so forth. Again, God bless all 8th graders now who are about to go over to whatever respected high school you go to. But I can assure you this. You need to do what you can to savor all 4 years in the utmost best respects you can. With honor, dignity, citizenship, a ton of other things. Again, you can just look up the character counts pillars if you want to whenever you get time or care enough to. Because that simple as that. Don't go into whatever high school you're going into thinking that you're gonna be a part of the problem, running it to the ground. Don't think so. Especially if I'm there. You're not running it to the ground. If I have the permission to write you up and send you out to whatever alternative school, or just expel you after a certain number of times, I'm gonna give you chance over chance over chance, of course. But if I'm at that school and I have the permission to do that, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm about, again, especially as an ambassador, but not just as an ambassador, role model and mentor, and big brother, I'm about preserving to the utmost God first peace, justice, loyalty, all that other real stuff as I can around everybody I'm around, and definitely to the school system. Too many schools are highly ranked and are not doing close to their jobs, which they should be doing, towards not only educating our kids, but definitely even towards developing strong character. And so many parents, as I said before in other videos, have absolutely failed at their jobs. Literally, parents, word up, so many of you have absolutely failed at your jobs. And I'm here to call you out on it. You absolutely failed at your jobs. And it's easy to say, well, Nate, you're not a parent yet. Well, guess what? Again, when God blesses me with that opportunity, I bet you on my life, on my eternal afterlife, with Jesus Christ, I bet you I'm going to do a better job in way less time than you did with yours. Way better time. I'm telling you, I know what I'm willing to, I know what I live for, die for, so forth and so forth. 14 minutes into this video. Again, this is has a lot more context to it. I hope I'll be able to cover it all on the album. But again, keynote to parents, I got a few songs for y'all because I'm telling you, y'all can do better and you need to start doing better because again, we have it's just a lot of accountability that needs to be taken. And it's definitely on the parents. God bless 116 Unashamed. Your boy, man, NJ to the city out. I love y'all. Peace. This is more.